This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Painter killed in vehicular crash in St. James. A St. James painter has died from injuries he sustained in a vehicular collision along the Coral Gardens main road in Montego Bay, St. James on Thursday afternoon. The deceased has been identified as 39-year-old Marvin McKay of Flanker, also in St. James. The Coral Gardens police say about 3:30 p.m., McCoy was riding a motorcycle with no registration plate affixed towards a Flanker from the direction of Trelawny. On reaching the Coral Gardens and Half Moon Shopping Village intersection, McKay collided with a Toyota Hilux motor truck, which was turning onto Half Moon Street. McKay sustained severe head and body injuries and was killed on the spot. Angry Bernard Lodge settler confronts Holness. Prime Minister Andrew Holness was on Friday confronted by an angry would-be homeowner at the informal development near Clifton in St. Catherine, which is now being regularized by the authorities. He was confronted by the woman who said she had been building an 8-bedroom home on the lands during a visit to the community, a day after a demolition exercise wiped out nearly all the supposedly illegal structures.
What about a person like me, a mother of 3, living in a rent house that rent raise every 3 months? I am very uncomfortable. Building an 8-bedroom here for my kids, and before you even come and say something, they even say that we were issued with a warning, which was a lie. That was a lie, and it was written from the person. That is also a lie. No, and they didn't find out how we got the land. It wasn't captured by me. I paid for my land.
Okay.
I paid 3 times because I couldn't afford it 1 time.
Oh, you made down payments, installments.
Right.
Okay.
I got my receipts.
When we examined the situation, we only acted when we were certain that certain steps were taken. So we had the evidence of the posting of stop orders. I will. So no,
that's a lie.
Please.
I'm going to respond to her very quickly, and
Please
then a
allow
lady
the
there.
lady's question to be answered.
Right.
Please.
I'm going to respond to her very quickly, and then a
allow
lady
the
there.
lady's question to be answered.
Right. So that's one. Then number 2. The land that you claim to purchase, right? The government would want to know which arm of the government.
One of 3 arrested during an attempted gun attack was on bail for murder. The police have revealed that one of the 3 men arrested Thursday during an attempt to murder a man on the Friendship Primary School compound in St. Catherine was out on bail for a double murder. Quick action by the police prevented the attack. 2 illegal firearms were recovered during the incident. Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of crime Fitzbailey said the man who escaped the attack was marked for death by men aligned to the Tesha Miller faction of the Klansman gang. DCP Bailey said one of the suspects was arrested several years ago for a double murder and was out on bail.
The action of the police was to avert the murder of a male who was marked for death by men aligned to the Tesha Miller faction of the Klansman gang. One of the men that was held was arrested about 2 to 3 years ago in Clarendon in relation to a double murder and is out on bail. Not only were the men intended to commit murder, but their intention was to create mayhem, panic, and fear among the school population. They were not concerned about the psychological impact on the student that their action would have created. JCF is just one entity in this fight to secure our nation. And that combined effort, that combined support, that partnership is necessary to create the Jamaica that all of us deserve, so that our children and our grandchildren can live in a better society. We will be relentless in our effort to bring, and I consider them as being evilous, people into custody.
Disgruntled teachers at Paul Bogle High in St. Thomas stage sick out. More than half of the teachers at Paul Bogle High School have embarked on a sick out, reportedly to protest the poor leadership. It is reported that the educators at the St. Thomas-based school wore black to work on Thursday, and today only 27 of the 59 teachers turned up for work. A source close to the institution told the news that the teachers want better leadership and communication from Principal Kerry Kelly. The principal has been very arrogant, and the principal refuses to address issues that they are facing. They had a meeting yesterday, and after all the talking, nothing was resolved, the source claimed, adding that it has been a long-standing problem. He shouts at them, and whenever there's a problem and he's not satisfied, that is his general approach, the source asserted. Calls to the principal's cell phone have gone unanswered. The source also told the news that classes have been merged to deal with the absence of teachers. Kingston Technical High student charged with murder remanded until November 9. The Kingston Technical High student charged over the stabbing death of another was further remanded today. When the matter was called up in the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court this morning, Presiding Judge Fiona Fair Gregory was told that a post-mortem report as well as statements are outstanding from the case file. The 17-year-old accused, who is being represented by attorney-at-law Kimberly Whitaker, was ordered to return to court on November 9. This was her first court appearance since the incident last week. The student is accused of stabbing 16-year-old Michian Campbell to death on September 29. It is reported that both the students had an argument which turned physical, and a knife was then brought into play. Campbell was stabbed in the neck. She was rushed to hospital where she was pronounced dead. The accused teen was arrested and later charged with murder. One Don Klansman trial could be turning point in crime fighting, says academic. Retired professor of political sociology and director of the Institute of Criminal Justice and Security at the University of the West Indies, Mona, Anthony Harriott, says the outcome of the One Don Klansman gang trial could be a turning point in the fight against the crime in Jamaica. He says a successful prosecution would confirm that the police have the right approach to tackling gang violence.
The police have long learned that it's pointless chasing every particular murder. If a group is generating 50 murders per year, you don't pursue 50 murder cases, you pursue the group, which is what they are doing with the Klansman case. So I would urge Jamaica to watch that case very, very closely. If it succeeds, we could take a new turn, and then we could have a discussion as to if we're going down that road as a strategy for dealing with gangs and gang-generated violence. What will it take?
Cops are charged with breaking inmates' tooth. Two police officers who are accused of beating an inmate and fracturing his tooth faced the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court on Thursday by way of summons to answer to assault charges. Karen Cunningham and Brandon Clark were charged with assault occasioning actual bodily harm and assault occasioning grievous bodily harm, respectively, following the probe by the Independent Commission of Investigations and the ruling by the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. The court heard that on March 11, sometime between 4 and 5 p.m., the complainant, who is an inmate at the Kingston Central Police Lockup, was involved in an altercation with two police officers who allegedly assaulted him. After running away from the police officers, he was captured and beaten again, and as a result, he suffered a fractured tooth, which was later extracted when he received medical attention. On Thursday, prosecutors informed the Senior Parish Judge Lorian Cole Montague that the case file was complete. Cunningham and Clark, who are represented by attorney-at-law Christopher Townsend, are to return to court on November 10 when the matter is set for mention. Trelawny man killed in car crash. A Trelawny man lost his life in a motor vehicle accident along the Spring Hill Main Road in Duncans in the parish on Thursday night. He is 24-year-old Roger Wilson of Hague in Trelawny. The Trelawny police say about 9:15 p.m., Wilson and an unidentified male passenger were traveling in a black Toyota Mark X motorcar along the Spring Hill Main Road towards Falmouth. Wilson, who was the driver, lost the control of the vehicle and collided with a motor truck. Wilson and the passenger sustained severe injuries and were rushed to the Falmouth Hospital, where Wilson was pronounced dead and the other man treated. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.